Games Workshop have released a brand new trailer for their Warhammer Plus platform, and inside of this trailer, it is filled with reveals and Easter eggs on things that are yet to be released in the Games Workshop product line. So in this video, I thought it'd be best to go through that trailer, break it down, and show some of these big things off that we're probably going to be seeing by the end of this year, and of course, going into 2025. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. As you watch the trailer in the background right now, please be aware that some of the subjects that I'm going to be talking about are linked to rumors, and as I always like to say, rumors are rumors, they're all lies, they're not facts, so please take that in mind. When I start talking about rumors, I'm not saying that it is 100% going to happen. Rumors are rumors. Please remember that. So one of the first big things to talk about in the trailer is the actual animations that they previewed off. And this is kind of exciting because in here, we see a couple of different ones. The first being right at the start of the trailer, where we see a squad of Terminators fighting against some Tyranids. Now, if we break this image down, we can actually see that the Terminators fighting are all in white, and the chapter marking is showing that of the White Templars, which is a big indication on what this conflict could be. This was actually a big storyline in the launch of the 10th edition rulebook. This is Warzone Bastion, and this is where the White Templars were fighting against the Fourth Tyrannic War, actually on their chapter planet known as Sanctum. This was a huge war zone that involved other chapters like the Imperial Fist. The Phalanx was actually in orbit fighting the Tyranid foes. There was other chapters in the sector as well. The Raptors and the Raven Guard, who were pushing and encircling the Tyranids from the other fringes of this system. So potentially, this is the battle that we may be seeing. I always felt like this was a very, very strange way to announce the White Templars in the 10th edition book, but it looks like this has been the plan now for a long time. They actually are going to show us more stuff on the 4th Tyrannic War, and it is going to feature some of these war zones that was in the 10th edition rulebook. If you've got your 10th edition rulebook right now, open it towards the back in the Crusade area, and you can see this war zone and do a full-on breakdown. It's absolutely epic. We get to see other little glimpses of animations, one featuring Adeptus Arbites. Maybe there's going to be some type of cop/investigation Warhammer Plus animation, which could be a really cool way to go. The other one, which I really want to talk about in this video, is one that says off Horus. I can't say the K word because YouTube demonetizes channels who say that word. I know it's stupid, right? But this one I'm really looking forward to, because on the title card, you can actually see the Titan Legion a part of it, and we do get a little bit of a glimpse from the trailer itself, where we see a son of Horus Legionnaire on the floor, and he's crushed into spaghetti when a big Titan just comes down and just stamps on him. So it looks like the Titans are going to feature in a big animation where they're literally hunting down Horus. I want to see more of this. I want to see more of the epic scale warfare, and also a Horus Heresy animation. I think this is the first time we've ever been teased or seen a Horus Heresy, like full-on animation for Warhammer Plus. I know we've had the cinematic for the game, but yeah, I'm looking forward to little things like this. Now, moving on from the animation stuff, we then get a bit of the trailer where it's all about the presenters over at Warhammer Plus, and they're on a table and they're putting ideas down on a board. It's kind of like a fun little sketch thing. Some of these ideas are literal banter, but I personally think some of them and actually hint towards future releases now. Maybe bigger plastic kits, maybe actually brand new armies themselves. So we're going to jump in and we're going to try and break down some of these post-it notes. But please be aware that some of them are just made up. Some of them are just there for the giggles rather than actual new stuff coming. Now, the first post-it note I want to talk about is the verse Rattlings Cook-Off. I've been saying now for a couple of weeks that apparently we are going to be getting new Rattlings coming to Warhammer 40,000, new Rattling sculpts hitting the market. And if the whispers from the warp are true, if the rumors are true, if you want to believe all this stuff, this is going to be happening with Kill Team. So that little post-it note could be a sign on potentially things that are coming forward. I don't know. I'm just looking at these things on the board, and it kind of is a hint at maybe this is the first sign of new rattling models. The next one is probably one of the biggest ones, and that is a full-on image of an Emperor's Children Marine stuck on this board. We've been talking about this now for probably years upon years upon years. Again, down the rumor hole and down the whisper of the warp hole, I'm hearing that in 2025, we're supposed to be seeing the Emperor's Children refresh. In that refresh, another Primarch is returning to the setting. That is Demonic Fulgrim. The Emperor's Children, along with their Primarch, will be returning in 10th edition. Again, that is what I've heard through the whispers. I'm believing it at this point. If you want to believe it, then it's entirely up to you. But with that refresh, we can expect stuff like new Noise Marines. There's probably going to be like a new Lucius the Eternal. I would theorize that maybe stuff like Eidolon could be a 40k model coming to it, and I'm sure there's going to be upgrade kits and new units and maybe hopefully some new characters added to it. Again, Emperor's Children players, right? Help me out. What do you want to see for your range refresh? Post it down below, but I do think that this is a absolute tongue-in-cheek massive hint to the soon-to-be arrival of the Emperor's Children hitting the tabletop. Also in this image, there's a post-it note that says Mordheim more often. And I've been told by every single person who's played Mordheim that it was the best Games Workshop game. I never personally got to play it, but everyone who played it told me, Valrak, this was the best game. It was the greatest game I ever played. So maybe, just maybe, they've taken that feedback back in and they gotta give us a new Mordheim game. We do know right at this moment in time, we are missing the kind of like Blackstone Fortress RPG game, because Games Workshop took the last one off for AOS and stuff, and we haven't got one. So maybe it's got to go from 40k to AOS, maybe back to Warhammer the old world, and Mordheim is on the horizon incoming. I don't know. Speculation, theory rack mode, foil rack mode, whatever you want to call it. I just thought I saw that post-it note and it just made a little bit of sense, right? Maybe that is going to be the next specialist game they could be releasing for us. We see other little post-it notes, like ones that made me laugh, like Warhammer Romance, because if anyone's ever read Eisenhorn, then we already know we've got Warhammer Romance. The Eisenhorn and Beckwin love story is the greatest love story ever told in any cinematic universe at all, right? It's the love that cannot be. One is a psycho and one is a blank. There's other big fun stuff on this board as well, where there's a Thunderhawk, and in big red letters it says "Make Bigger?" ? How many times have we spoken about this? The Thunderhawk going full scale plastic. Through the whispers of the warp, I have heard that Games Workshop at the moment are trying to test out bigger scale models that are currently in resin and bringing them to plastic. The big rumor at the moment is the Warhound going plastic. Now, if they can make the Warhound plastic, I'm telling you right now, they can make the Thunderhawk go plastic. And I think everyone would want to buy a plastic Thunderhawk. It's probably one of the most iconic aircraft in the 40k setting. So if they made it plastic and made it cheaper for a lot of people, then a lot of people would go in and probably buy that. I'd just buy one for just the rule of cool and, you know, not messing with resin and putting resin together. But there we go. That is the board. Go and check it out for yourself if you can see any more little Easter eggs and spoilers on there. I thought this was kind of a fun video. Like, my thoughts on Warhammer Plus, because people always ask me this. At this moment in time, I don't really play 10th edition because I'm not really a fan of the rule set at the moment. The animations are very lackluster and not really out there. Like, they've just brought one out called The Ties, actually, the other day, which was absolutely amazing, like fantastic, and I'm going to be doing a breakdown of that. But that's what I want. I want more of that type of animation, but it takes so long for them to do that it's like a couple of months every time, so there's no point in me subscribing for like a full year. I know a lot of people say that they subscribe for the model, and I can definitely see that. Some people subscribe for the painting tutorials, the lore, and the White Dwarf stuff. In my argument, I don't really care about that stuff, so if I was to go out and purchase a Warhammer Plus subscription, they'd have to keep offering me big stuff, like maybe more behind the scenes looking at how like Games Workshop's factory production. I'm not saying show off like unfinished models or anything like that, like how the inner workings at Games Workshop actually works, which I probably think they would never do. More interviews with more designers, rules writers, and Black Library authors. They used to have like a cool podcast back in the day with Wade, which just completely stopped. And we used to get so much cool information from that. And yeah, it just faded away. This is the kind of stuff that would make me subscribe to it. And one argument is also the app, which I do agree with. The app for Warhammer is very, very good in my opinion. But as I stated, at the moment, I'm not really playing the game, so I don't really see a benefit in me personally having the app. But I understand why people actually get Warhammer Plus for the app itself, because it really is fun. And with the new edition of Age of Sigmar, they've just brought out the app for that as well. So the app is linked to Warhammer Plus for both AOS and 40k. I wouldn't be surprised, I'm just saying this is a theory, this is just theory rack mode, this is not true at all, no rumours or anything, it's just me and my personal opinion, that when the Horus Heresy gets its new edition, which maybe we're going to be seeing very, very soon, that they're going to launch a Horus Heresy app alongside of that, and that will also be connected to Warhammer Plus. Anyway, enough waffling from me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, as always. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, post it down below, and we can have a nice little chin wag down there, as we always do. See you now. Have a great day, and bye-bye.